Oh, what's up, man? It's your girl, Big Show, man. We here in the cut, man. I got my fam in the building today, man. Chelsea Speaks.
Hey.
And she does so many things, you know what I'm saying? Man, I probably don't even know the half of them, but definitely entrepreneur, 101 TKO radio, author, women are dope, philanthropist. Oh man, she just does it all. So the first thing I want to do is tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
What's up? Happy to be here, show. They can find me, of course. First priority is at 101 TKO Radio. I prefer you download that app. You can also find me on my personal pages at I am Chelsea Speaks, and of course, if you want to join the movement, it's at Women Are Dope.
Hey, there it is. And so, man, it's been so long since we've had an opportunity to just sit down and chop it up or whatever. So, I mean, the first thing I want to know is, man, what's been up? What you been up to, man? Tell me all the details.
You know what? It's been a lot that's happened in a short amount of time, but I think that's what happens with this industry. Who you are when you start is by far not who you end up becoming or being. But it's been a lot of changes. We moved our location from Alpharetta to Stonecrest. We were there for a year.
Yeah.
And then I recently got a new business partner, Johnny Cabell. So we got us a new location. Johnny, my boy. Me, Johnny and Nelson, DJ Superstar. So we have a new location by North Lake Mall now. We're adding a podcast element. So just been on the grind trying to improve, get the engine up to even better speed.
No, for sure. And so, I mean, moving forward, where do you really foresee yourself being? Let's say the next year.
Honestly, I want to buy a tower. Been looking at doing some satellite things. Syndication is a heavy thing that I've been on, and really getting more into music distribution.
Okay.
So those are my top 3 priorities. But buying a satellite is probably where my mind is, top tier.
I feel it. That's what's up. And so tell me, what really got you interested in the whole radio thing in the first place?
I was in the music industry for a long time. I did American Idol season 5. I have a whole music project, and like most artists, they want to get their music played on air. I went down that road, and I find that being an artist, sometimes you get put in a box when you have so much to say, and that kind of led me into radio. I didn't know I was gonna fall in love with it, and lo and behold, I had my turns, V103, and then I just felt like everywhere I went, I just didn't really fit in, and I don't like being told what to do.
Ooh, girl,
I ain't really too good with that unless you got a bag that I'm trying to get and you're motivating me. And it was really a conversation while I was smoking a blunt one day, and I was like, you know what if I started it on my own? And I didn't expect I didn't think it was going to work, real talk. I really didn't.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You chatty. How do you think it was going?
Because when you dream about something, you're dreaming about it. But when to see other people now be a part of it, to see personalities now on board and they see your vision, you don't realize how
big your dream is.
Yeah, people
really don't.
And your vision isn't just for you; it's for other people who got dreams too. So I just didn't think that there were other people that wanted it the way that I wanted it.
I feel that. And so initially, what were the first couple of steps that you went through in order to bring 101 TKO to life?
Well, that's in my next book. You can buy for $9. Wouldn't you like to know? No, but for real, it's simple. I'm not a gatekeeper. Finding a location is everything. Yeah. I think in any industry, whether you're doing event planning, location is everything. Yeah, sure. Having a solid business partner. I called Nelson one day, and we literally had a conversation for an hour, and I was like, look, what we gonna call it? And after that, I just started, I got my LLC and the location, and then I just started piecing together. I would look at different images of radio stations and what I wanted mine to look like. And I've just continued to work towards that final vision.
How easy or difficult do you feel it is to actually pull together a team of people that, are actually solid and stick around?
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's not for the light. It's not for the weak. It's not for the faint.
Listen.
I didn't know my heart could be so strong until I realized how many people I had to lose along the way.
Man.
And there are people, I didn't know that there were people that would be a part of your emotion because they want something from you, but they don't want to give. I'm not that type of person. So it was hard for me to register.
Me too.
Me too. You just want to come take, you don't want to add nothing to the equation. And I also saw with people I was pulling in, I'm breathing life into you, and you love me as long as I'm pumping you up. But the minute I step back and I get back in position, it's like a lot of personalities, they like to feel like it's their ish. And that's cool, but don't forget who pay the bills around it. So it's extremely hard I find more solace in the men that I'm around than the women, to be completely honest.
And that's crazy. It really shouldn't.
It shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, man. I've had to deal with the same thing in the industry. Like everybody know, like pretty much you see me, you see Jason, and that's it. And I done had a handful of interns. That,
I remember you know, we had this
putting people on the station or whatever like that. People having shows and all that other stuff. And I mean, and they stick around just long enough for whatever it is that they needed to. And it's just like, oh well, we'll see you later.
Yeah,
you know
like and they don't even know how much they love it.
They act like you did something to them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Man, I done had people just go in. I'm like, what did I would rather do something to you so I can at least feel better about the situation. Like I should have did something.
I should have had done something.
Right.
Like I mean, I really needed to have done something.
Give me a chance so I can see what that feel like to do something because I ain't do nothing.
For real.
Damn.
Crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, tell me a little bit more about your team, though.
My team is comprised of course, Nelson. He's always be there, my right-hand man. Then there's Johnny Cabell. He's partner now, co-owner. Then I have DJ Superstar. He has ownership as well. And I thought it was really unique because you don't see too many DJs that have stakes in a radio station, but it
makes sense.
It makes sense though. It's a perspective, and then I have Nelson with the IT, then Johnny, me and him are both heavy in the networking. So it's a very nice blend. Our personalities, I'll say this, I think the group we have now respects me and what I do, and they trust my vision because I think in the past people, and it's no shade or nothing, they weren't sold on their own vision at times, so it's hard for them to buy into yours.
Yeah.
So I think, and it's a humble crew that we have now. Like they want to be worked with. They're hungry.
Absolutely. I mean, and then it's people who are actually already in the industry, and
already engaging.
That makes a big difference. It definitely makes a big difference for sure. And so, man, I know you stay having something coming up or whatever like that. So, what's your next venture, event, or whatever like that you got going on?
I'm gonna be real. So we did Women Are Dope last year, and a lot of people don't realize I wouldn't have 101 TKO Radio had I not started Women Are Dope. My name and my reputation came from that. So on that behalf, it's kind of a trifecta effect. It's the Chelsea Speaks, and it's Women Are Dope, and it's 101. So this May, I'm looking at doing an all-female car show. And I want to do the first Car and Plug show, and I want to have female performances on the back of chicks with whips. Okay. So we've been working with the ATL Wranglers Club, No Limit Riders, a couple more. So that's my next big feat that I'm looking to do. I feel like Atlanta needs its own Essence Festival, and I'm really on a festival vibe. Like that's where the goal is to go.
Yeah, for sure. That makes a whole lot of sense. Now you also write.
Yes.
Got books out.
Yeah.
Got more to come. And so, I mean, it's hard to kind of say like what got you into writing because of course, just writing, you know what I'm saying? And reading and stuff like that is typically what get folks into writing. But like what really made you sit and write your first book? What made you say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna write a book.
I was going through a lot of trauma growing up. Like a lot of people, I was molested. But I was able to heal from that. And I never sat down and said, I want to write a book. I just sat down one day and I just started writing. I couldn't stop writing. And then what most people don't realize is editors and publishers, they do the heavy lifting. I just had to get my ideas out. So honestly, I had so much in me. And that's why it's called Consequences of Truth. Because I felt like when I put my truth in that book, it was going to be some consequences. Now, which end of the consequence I was going to be on, which I think we go through that in life, that's what it's been about. And honestly, since that time, I've always been someone who's experienced a consequence of telling my truth. Yeah. So that was really my motivation. And then I was around a lot of women who were doing it. And I'm one of those ones like, oh, you can do it? Oh, me too. I'm gonna lock in too.
We got that.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people don't understand, until you write a book, people don't see you as an expert. Like crazy thing. Like you become an expert of something when you write a book.
Hey y'all, I got a book. It's on Amazon.
Yeah.
The Andy Road to Success. It's on Amazon.
Written by
call me an expert. Okay.
Exactly. You got it in you. You got it in you.
For sure. So the book, how do you think that really helped you internally and emotionally, but then also on a business front?
Emotionally, it freed me up. I felt like I was released at that point. Like all the things I've been holding in, I no longer, I wasn't bound by them, that trauma anymore.
Yeah.
On a professional sense, now I have a tangible product, and now I always have a way to make money. So when I go speak, when I do different things, if I don't have gas in my tank that day, guess what? I got a book.
Mm-hmm.
I got a book.
Yeah.
I got a couple of them in the back. Now I got an 8th, and I'm at home with a bottle, and I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like that was the effect of it. It did cause some drama in my family because my mom, being a preacher's kid, told me that she felt like God didn't tell me to write that book, and I said, well, God didn't tell me I should have been molested, but we don't want to have that conversation. Moving right on. Okay. We don't even want to go there, but you know, yeah.
Okay. Now let's move into the women. The women are dope.
Okay.
How did that spring up? How did that come about? I mean, because women are dope, so I mean, it's kind of obvious. You know?
We are all the way across the board.
Right. But like, how did that come apart and you decided to build a whole brand around the phrase?
So a lot of women empowerment events go by like bosses of the world and CEO chicks, and I ain't none of that. I'm a dope ass female.
Right.
And for me, I wanted to be known. I didn't want to be put in a box. So
we don't like boxes.
We don't like boxes. I don't even like shapes like that. Like I'm like, you know what I'm saying, Bruce Lee? I'm like water. I say fluid. But I built something that I felt like I could belong to. Like, I think as entrepreneurs and creators, we often have to build the spaces that we're comfortable in because nobody can build us. Like, I don't fit in your space. I don't fit in that space.
And I feel like, I mean, you know, people always tell you that you're supposed to like do stuff for the people or whatever like that. But I feel like when you start thinking about doing stuff for the people, you kind of lose your creativity. That starts to put you in a box because you feel like you have to be a certain type of way for this person or that person or whatever like that. Yeah. And I mean, the best thing is to step out there and be yourself and do your own thing. And people are just going to gravitate to that because people love authenticity.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So,
and then too, a lot of these female empowerment events, they don't be having no liquor. They'll be having no liquor. But let's be real. Like, what do women like to do?
They like to chill and drink and
drink. My last one that I did had edibles.
Okay.
So all the things that I like to do, like I didn't want to be like, okay, we're at this because
they're all stiff and shit.
Yeah, how can I impact any women, or how can they want to talk to me or feel like they can be successful or look up at me if they can't be?
And that's not them. You know what I'm saying? Like I think the whole era of that stuffy type of professionalism, that's dead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's again, we got to get down to that authenticity. Yes. Everybody know, like if you like to chill, you like to chill. You got people who like to smoke, you got people who don't. You got people who want to drink, you got people who don't. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like I can't knock you for what you doing when we're trying to chill and have a good time.
Exactly. And how are you changing people's lives if you just too good to see where they're coming from? Because you didn't start where you was at. You know what I'm saying?
Look, you got to reach back to the
you
people.
And
I'm not a Bible person, but what they say, Jesus helped the sinners.
He helped the sinners.
You know what I'm saying? He was down there.
Listen,
he was down there with the sinners.
His disciples was murderers, killers, taxi baiters. Like, you got to be real with people. Yeah. But like what you said too, you got to pour into yourself, because pouring into myself is helping them.
Yes.
If I'm not all the way right in the head, I ain't doing nothing for nobody.
No, I feel that. You definitely got to be right with yourself. For sure. First and foremost, man, if you don't know yourself, then
you won't know anybody else.
People going to tell you who you is.
And you be surprised what
and they gonna tell you who you're not too.
Yes.
Or they gonna try to make you believe it. And, you know, and so it's definitely I think that's like one of the first things is like finding that comfort in yourself and being able to be yourself, and like I said, just be genuine and get out here and do your thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So look, dealing in the music industry and dealing with different artists. And I mean, you know, radio stations don't just deal with the music industry, but a lot of it is based around the music. Like, how do you feel about where the industry is and how that plays into what you have going on?
You know what? My opinion has changed a lot about it, but where I am now is, as I would say, an involved businesswoman. I say this with, I don't care. Because my job is to promote music, because it's not about what I want to hear
or what I want.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Is it hidden? What the numbers look like? Is it going to drive? I'm looking at the bottom line of however I need to get there, because my opinion is not somebody else's opinion.
No, that's true.
So for me, it doesn't really bother me, because when I'm home, I'm listening to what I want to listen to. You know what I'm saying? My station, my hour, I can do it. So I don't take a lot of time to think about
what's going on out there.
Is it making me money? Is it building? Does it make sense?
So I saw this post yesterday. I think it was like a Rick Ross post where he was saying that people these days are too cool to
Mm.
support their own people.
Oh
You know
my
what I'm
God.
saying? Like, and I think there's so much truth to that
Mhm.
because, you know, you be in the industry and you be dealing with a whole lot of different people. And like, the one thing that I can't say about artists don't understand that them promoting you promotes them, especially
Yes.
when they come and they sit
They're-
down on the
yeah.
couch and everything.
It's
like
not
that.
gonna
You
take
know
no
what I'm
smoke
saying?
off your back.
Right. You need the people
You
to come and
do.
look at us so they can look at you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So they can tune in and listen to
You
you.
need spins.
And
You
so,
need, yeah.
right. And so to me, I find it crazy. Like a person will come and they'll sit down. Like I get people who I have sat and done interviews with, and I'm promoting the interview more than, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's my station, of course, but that's part of your catalog to help you get out here to get people to know a little bit more about you. That's how you build a fan base. You know what I'm saying? Like having those personal one-on-ones with people and having the opportunity to really get a chance to let people know who you are.
Yes.
And what your music is about or whatever. And so, but I also find it funny when it comes to the inner circles of the industry. You know, like it's crazy because when we linked up, we linked up and we was just like, hey, look, man, we got this going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, man, I'm gonna share your shit. You gonna share my shit? Yeah. I'm gonna come hop down. We like, look, man, it was just like an instant connection. Like, man, we out here and we doing this. It only makes sense for us to help one another. I hate to say that people still be in that like crab in a bucket type of mentality, but people really feel like if I'm doing this, then I can't be out here with you and you doing this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To me, again, it don't make sense. Us coming together and doing it together make it major, make it bigger for the people too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, man. Well, guess what? You can come sit over here. You know what, man? Let me call Chelsea. And let me see what's up over there because you should probably go over there too. You know what I'm saying? Like. And so, I've just never been that type of person. But, you know, one thing that I promised myself this year is that I am not going to overplay my part with people.
I ain't gonna oversell
nothing. You know, because as me doing media and doing the radio, and, you know, I go out to these events and stuff like that. You know, I'm going out and I'm looking out for people, man. I'm going out, I'm filming, I'm
getting
doing
content
interviews
for
and stuff
them.
like that.
Yeah.
Man, you can't even get a motherfucker to share that shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't even get somebody to come and support whatever. Anything that you're doing outside of that, they're like, oh man, but they want to tag you and all their stuff and want you to share their stuff.
Oh my God. They want to send you their stories. They want you to repost their stuff. Do you eat?
Man. When the last time you even looked at my timeline?
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? To see what was going on or whatever. And so it's like, man, I feel like I've been preaching community for a long time, and folks still don't get that we are more powerful in numbers than we are being separated and being divided. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a reason to hate on you because the people you know, I might not even know them.
Exactly.
And why would know you might not know? But guess what? The people that I know, I want you to know them.
And I want exactly.
So,
that's my job.
Exactly. And when you start doing radio and media, your job is to get out here and network with everybody. You know what I'm saying? We're not in competition with one another. Atlanta is too big. You know what I'm saying? Like you can drive 2 hours and still be in Georgia. Like this place is too big. It's too much. You know what I'm saying? For you to be out here and having that type of mentality or whatever. So, you know, my hope is that as we move along more in 2025, that people really start to realize how we can come together. Like when you think about things like a festival and stuff like that, don't get me wrong. Like you can do it by yourself with your team.
However,
but if you could link up with
people,
and then you know how crazy and how big that
divide and conquer,
and big for not just you, but for the whole city, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how you put a city on, bro. Like, and people don't understand. Like, before I moved down here to Atlanta, my friend came down here to visit, and she was like, "Look, man, you need to go to Atlanta." I was a rapper. She said, you need to go to Atlanta. She's like, "Man, they play they people's music." Like, what I knew, Atlanta was always a place where everybody looked out for one another, and they supported the whole. Whatever you was doing,
it was like how LA is.
But now these days, man, I don't know. So that's one thing that I would really like to see change in the industry, and I'm sure like that's something that you've had to deal with. Too, being out here.
But I've also I'm very conscious of who I work with now.
Girl,
because sometimes it's more beneficial for people to say they know you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not going to get no benefit from this, but you mentioning me is probably going to, and I think I've learned my value now. And I'm like, yeah, do I really, what's the benefit for you? Like, what are we going to get together? Like, I get people all the time, can I come see your station? Why? I'm still a real nigga, but what do you mean? Like, what's up? It's just knowing what true people, being able to recognize who's really real and who's fake.
That's true, man. The gift of discernment is not a gift that everyone has, and those who do, man, it's a blessing for you to have it because, man, people love to come and manipulate and try to, man, that underhanded shit
is real.
Man, that shit running rapid and everywhere, and, because of course people will use you long enough. Again, like we said earlier, just to move on into their next thing or whatever like that. So yeah.
I see you thinking
because this show be so different than my other shows, and I like to get personal, but don't be want to get too personal or whatever that's what it's all about.
I like to get all the way deep with it.
So what I want to know is, how has being a businesswoman affected like your dating life and stuff like that? Like,
I love that question. No, I love that question, and I don't get a chance to talk about it a lot because I am a woman. So in some aspect, it's definitely changed the way I date, because realizing that I am a businesswoman and business is a love language of mine, I have to be with a partner that when I come home from the station, like my dude, when I come home, he's like, what happened with the station, baby? I'm listening. You got to act like what I do is what you do.
At least got to be important.
It has to be important to you enough for you to show it to me. It does make me look at, do I want to date people in the industry? I definitely don't want to do that. And Atlanta is full of celebrities. We all celebrities.
Everybody thinks
I honestly, I thought I wanted an industry guy, but now that, like, the guy I date, he is a plain dude, very nice, and he live in Minnesota.
Okay.
That's all the way out the box. Like,
right.
But I've never been so happy because I don't have to be Chelsea Speaks in front of him. Yeah. I can be just Chelsea. So I think it's put me more in touch with myself. Like, who am I when I'm off air? You know what I'm saying? Like, can you handle my sword? Can I put it down? And can you hold me down emotionally? Like, some women, they want the finances and stuff. For me, my value is an emotional intelligence. Yeah. So I've just learned what type of person I need based off of I learned that Chelsea Speaks is just a role. That's not who I am 24/7. Yeah. Like, I'm really an introvert, for real.
Character. Most people, when you go out here,
for real. I really don't like to be bothered like that. Like, it takes a lot of energy to go to these networking events, because as an empath, with so many of us creators I'm picking up everybody's energy. Now I'm home. I call it the tumbleweed syndrome. You feeling all kind of emotions and stuff because the niggas around you is depressed and going through. I can't move like that. So for me in dating, I gotta date somebody that's completely away from the scene, because when I go to him, it's a safe space.
I feel that. What about as far as like your time and stuff like that? Because being a businesswoman, you have to put a lot of time into your business, into these different venues and things, places that you're going to do. Like, do you think that, well, your man in a whole other state.
That's what I'm saying. Like, my grind is different because he's in another state and I can move how I want to move, but best believe I'm talking to him all the time. He's always on my line. Like, he knows my schedule better than me. Word. And it's crazy how you could date somebody in another state, and then somebody in the same state, and they don't even know what time you get off work. They don't even know you hungry. They don't even know you going through it. Right. You living with somebody that don't even know you. But yet we work in an industry where my job is to know them. It's like, we need the same way you give interview love. As a radio personality, you want to be interviewed when it comes to dating and love. So from time wise, it works for me because it's long distance. And when I leave, everything is behind me.
You can turn all that off.
I can turn it off. I'm good. I come back. He comes here, so it works for me until we get to this point. So I think it's a good thing. Long distance is actually dope, more than people know.
Okay, so tell me this: if you weren't doing this. What do you really think you'd be doing?
I would probably be a marketing agent for like a big company. One thing
Okay.
I always wanted to do was do marketing for companies like credit cards and things like that. Like I had a dream like this one. I'm gonna tell you real quick. So okay, so picture this, right? Young Jeezy, he's in all black, you know what I'm saying? And it's a black and white scene, and he's walking into like a Gucci store, and everybody looking at him like, who is this nigga? But then when he gets to the register, he pulls out his black card, and when he swipes it, everything turns to color. Because your money is how you express yourself. American Express.
Boom. Hey, look, American Express. You heard that? And I'm gonna stealing her shit now.
Don't do that. Don't do
what
that.
I'm saying?
And then I said, you know,
right.
I'm sure the Altoids feel like they in a jacuzzi when they get in your mouth. Like, how do you think breath mints feel? When the breath mint hit your hot ass mouth, it be melted.
Yeah.
So I can see breath mints in the jacuzzi. I'm like, yeah. So I be thinking things like I would have been a marketing agent for sure because I see things in color. I'm a visionary, so I would definitely be doing that.
Word. That's what's up. That's what's up. So I like to give everybody their moment.
Okay.
You know, their moment kind of just to speak their mind or to leave a message to the people that you feel, you know, is needed in these days. So I mean, it's pretty much like your time to shine, your time to speak or whatever. So man, do your thing.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. Stop playing with me.
First and foremost.
Stop playing because you can't play with me. Like at the end of the day, know this. You can't compete with me. You can't run up with me because I'm an engine. I am a whole engine. I'm a corporation. So I don't even want to compete. I want to get money with you. So your best bet is to work with me. And if you don't want to work with me, I wish you all the best. It ain't never no bad blood on my part. It ain't never no hate. I'm just not built like that. But stop playing with me. Like I don't do this.
Okay. Y'all heard her right here. Stop playing.
Just stop playing.
Stop
playing with yourself.
All right. Now, let's get them social media links. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Tell everybody where they can find you.
Of course. So you can find me, of course, go to the App Store, download 101 TKO Radio. We are on Instagram. We on Twitch. We on, well, TikTok better be on, but long live TikTok. Probably fan base soon. Or if you want to find me individually, I'm at I Am Chelsea Speaks on Instagram and then at Women Are Dope.
There it is, man. Y'all heard it first here, man. We live here in the cut.
Wow.
Hey, it's been real. It's been fun. We got to go.
Yeah.